Today with me, Jack.
And me, Luke.
And today we're going to be going into a little bit more about what's been happening here at JLC operation-wise, because Monday to Friday we dive into all sorts, from going into products to talking about what's on Monday what's dominating the news, the tech news industry, and but today is allocated specifically for operations. Yeah. And Luke, why don't you take it away?
Yeah, so I think today we're going to focus a little bit on what we do for recruitment in the operation. It's a good time to talk about it because, as we said, Benji is leaving us on the 1st of November. So next week he'll be gone.
It's coming up.
Yeah, so what we've done, it's sad times. We've said we're happy to have him stay and try and change his mind, but yeah, his mind's made up that he wants to move on. Yeah. So we wish him well. So what our plan is, as we've said in the last few episodes, we've done a little trial period about trialing people internally to actually fill Benji's role. And we've got Abby, who was previously in the warehouse. She's going to be taking on his role full time. So she was a 3-day warehouse person, and then she's going to be just moving up to full time and taking on that position up there. So that means we've got a 3-day vacancy or a part-time vacancy available in the warehouse now, because we need to backfill.
Great. So is that open role? So anyone can apply?
Yeah, anyone can apply.
So maybe if you're watching this, maybe you want a slice of this action. Maybe you want to see what happens as well. So what would they need to do to apply?
So we're on Indeed. So you can either message me directly at luke.murray@JLC.Distribution.co.uk if you're watching this and you want to get hold of me, or if you want to apply through Indeed. But either way, send your CV through and we can have a look. So yeah, it's an entry level role. So when we're recruiting for like entry positions, not really too hot on the experience of a person. It's more
attitude.
It's more the attitude. It's nice to have a look at the CV and to see that they've done a few things and they can actually work. So obviously, you still look for like the gaps in CV. If someone's had a lot of gaps in their CV, you'd be like, well, what have you kind of been doing that time? Yeah. So you do look for like the basics like that. But I like to actually meet the person face to face, and then get them in for an interview.
Yeah, nice. Okay. All right, cool. Well, if you're watching this, maybe and you feel like that's something and that's a bit of you, please do get in touch as well. Always looking for good candidates, because Benji came to us, right? But when we met Benji, he was working at a local gas station, and we just met him. We spoke to him a couple of times. We thought, this guy's good. This guy's funny. He's hospitable. Yeah, no previous experience in this kind of industry, and we just offered him a job there and then. So I think, and then he just took it, and then it was great. So it worked out really well. So, and there's a few times where we've just met people along the road where we thought, actually, this person's like got a great attitude. We get on well with them. Come join our team. So yeah, there's no
That's it. Especially for entry level, I think as you get more specific and maybe more higher senior level, then there's a bit more technicality to it. But yeah, for entry level positions, we're pretty relaxed on previous qualifications and things like that. So we've got interviews. Got an interview today actually at 4:15. Yeah, got one coming in.
All right.
And we do say to the guys as well, because obviously we had Simon, that's been a success story of someone who's been with us last few months of word of mouth. So we do say to everybody here, if you've got like a relative or a friend who wants to join, then
WhatsApp groups and stuff like that.
Yeah, WhatsApp groups. Anything really. Yeah. So anything really. Anyone that we get referred is they're going to be reliable then, don't you? If it's someone who's a friend, because they don't want to let their friend down, whatever. So yeah.
Nice. Well, we should have done the interview on the live telly.
Not sure how the person would feel about that, but
right. Just so you know, we didn't tell you before, we're actually going to be videoing this live.
I tell you what would be cool is if somebody was watching this and they wanted it, they would know that they'd be recorded. So they could, if someone does apply through the channel, they could come in and we could do the interview.
Imagine that. They actually like, hi, I'm interested in, like, if somebody's put in the comments like, I'm interested in working for you. Yeah. And then we could do the interview without. No, I'm not sure that would work.
Arlene says she's been at JLC 4 years tomorrow.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Well, congrats, Arlene. Congrats.
Big milestone. Well done.
Years. I feel like it's been a lot longer than that, Arlene. That's impressive though. Well done. 4 years. That's good. That's a big tenure. Who else has done 4 years recently? I can't think. Somebody was.
I don't remember like the ones that have been here like a long time. The ones in like the middle, it doesn't seem.
Yeah.
Some people are like 8 and 9 years.
Did 4 years.
Did they?
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay. Fine. Have you got any more questions?
Arlene says, who are you dressing up as for Halloween?
Oh. You know what? I don't want to give it away. I've got a costume though. I have a costume. It's in the car. I actually always have it.
I wasn't planning on dressing up this year.
Really?
Yeah, I was planning on being a bit boring this year.
Why don't you? Come on. Why don't we come up with something now? I reckon a pasty.
That would be a good one. That would be a great one. Representing Cornwall.
Yeah, do you see my little post? So you're Cornwall Cornish correspondent.
What was that?
You're our Cornish correspondent.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
It kind of rolls off the tongue.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
Lieutenant Lentil. Yeah.
Two things very close to mine.
yeah. Either one big lentil. I'm not sure what. Yeah, one big lentil.
I don't think anyone would get it. Like,
No.
One lentil.
Yeah, you look like a bit of rice, maybe.
Yeah, a pasty would be good because that represents.
Yeah, that's a bit of heritage.
Yeah, a bit of heritage.
Yeah. What else is from that neck of the woods? How else could we?
Cornish flag.
It says Cornish flag. Is it?
Flag.
Is that?
Yeah, black flag with white cross.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, I remember you saying because you wanted to be your own little thing.
Yeah.
Cornish flag, nice.
Pasty
would be good. I'm not sure how we'd make it. I mean, I feel like most costumes, right? You can buy a costume online, but I feel like you've got to make it really. I feel like that's the one. Otherwise, you just get like an off-the-shelf thing, and it just. Yeah. I'm not sure. Any more questions?
Jamie says, where do you both see yourselves in 10 years from now?
Jamie with the powerful question. Thanks, Jamie. Where do I see myself in 10 years? do you want to go? I'm just trying to think. That's kind of throwing me right off. That's like an interview question.
I think it's really difficult to predict that far in the future. I always used to have like set plans. I want to be this at this point in 5 years or 10 years. But like from what I've learned, everyone's at a different stage all the time. So I try not to put pressure on by doing certain things at certain time points. Just because I think if you start doing that and like comparing, and you might like feel like you're not achieving what you need to by a time period where it's just some of it depends on like hard work, luck. It could happen whenever. Just keep working hard and hopefully it will happen. But it's hard to say 10 years from now.
I think it's a good question. I think it's one that it does change as time goes on. Like if I had asked myself 10 years ago, like where I'd want to be in 10 years, I expect my question or my answers would have been, I want a supercar, or I want a, or like it was all like materialistic things. But like now as I grow up, you kind of like you realize that those things aren't as important. Just as long as like I've got like a healthy work style lifestyle, as long as I'm happy, like me and myself, and I've got like a family and a good group of friends and colleagues that I get on with. So yeah, maybe in 10 years time, who knows?
That's it. It's like with say people that I want my own house before I'm 30, things like that still is materialistic in a way. And just because you see your friends maybe getting that maybe they're mid-20s or something, like I think it's unfair to put that pressure on yourself sometimes, because your path might be different, and you might be sort of smashing a career, moving around, you might not have your own house, you might be excelling in other areas. So I think putting like limited things, like limited targets on specific like material things is not what I like to do personally.
No. And it's so easy to compare yourself against others as well. We all are victims to doing it, right? So I guess the only person you should be up against is yourself. Yeah. Really. And even then, like it's okay then just to be, as long as you're happy, and just constantly reevaluate where you are and say, look, am I happy? Can I change it? If you're happy, if it's no, can I change it? You're more often than not, yes. You can often change your scenario and your circumstance. But that's a powerful question, Jamie. Jamie, where do you see yourself in 10 years? I'm interested to know. Is that Jamie from here?
Yeah, Jamie.
Jamie, where do you see yourself in 10 years? I want to flip that around and send it right back over to you.
Jamie also says, out of the two of you, who would win in an arm wrestle?
Oh my God. Do you remember we might have done this before,
I don't think I've arm wrestled you.
No. I'm not sure. You might have leverage. I'd like to think I've got maybe a little bit of lower centre of gravity. Might help me.
I've got a longer ganglia arm. I think you've got the lower.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. I think it would be pretty close. I'm not sure. That lentil power. I think I'm massively underestimated. I'm not sure. Me on a good day, mate. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'd like. You're very competitive as well, isn't it? So you're probably. What are you thinking?
I don't know. I think it'd be close. Yeah. I wouldn't like to call it. So I don't actually know how strong you are.
I think both our arms would break at the same time. They'd just snap. Yeah, because it's so strong.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to say competitive.
Like, no, that. Yeah. An immovable force meets an immovable.
When an arm wrestle, you actually have to. It's that last bit that gets down, but when two people just there for ages.
Yeah.
I think that probably yes.
It's the lock. It's the lock, isn't it? Yeah. But like, it's when to deliver the full strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not like I know.
Yeah.
You see some horrible
sound
videos,
like
don't you?
yeah.
You see some horrible
Yeah,
videos.
horror
don't you?
videos. I've
When
to
you
be fair,
snap
since
them.
I've seen them, I don't actually like videos.
No, you don't want to risk it. No, you've got
it's
too
not
much to
worth it.
lose.
It's just ego, isn't it?
Yeah. It really is. It really is. I remember going into like back in the day. I used to like out in town, just like see someone like big guy, like right arm wrestle. Ooh, it's like, oh, it's cringe.
Yeah.
It is so cringy. That's a good question, though, Jay. Thank you. What was
Mandy says you could dress up as cream tea for Halloween.
Cornish cream tea.
Yeah.
That's another good one. Yeah, that is a good one. That'd be again quite hard. What would I be? The cream or the tea?
Maybe you could employ some. Maybe Mandy could be the tea, and you could be the cream.
Yeah, I need someone else. I need a fellow Cornish
You
person.
need a cream tea or tea.
I need a fellow.
We haven't got anyone else.
We don't employ anyone else Cornish here, do we?
No. And that's not by choice, all right, guys. It just so happens to win. We haven't.
If you add that to your CV, that might give you a little boost.
Yeah, you don't want any rivalries. God forbid they come from Devon.
Oh yeah.
Never story.
And Jeffrey says, Jack, if you can change one thing about yourself that would make everyone's lives your colleagues' lives better at JLC, what would it be?
If I could change one thing about myself that makes everyone's lives a lot better. If I could change, if I could change one thing about myself, I wouldn't even want to. I don't think I would. I honestly, I wouldn't want to dive into that because that's an endless void. I think you could obviously that everyone's got kind of insecurities and things like that. And I think once upon a time, I probably would have recognized. I didn't recognize them as much as I did now, but I think they are me, and that's just who I am. Maybe ask someone else upstairs. Maybe they'd say, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm quite. I'm not sure actually. If I was to be, I'm quite eager. I can come across as quite pushy sometimes, maybe. But that's only because I really want it and I get excited. So, I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe I should ask my colleagues. Jeffrey, what do you? I don't want to ask Jeffrey. Jeffrey, what do you think? What do you want to think about myself? That's cool. How about you? What did you do?
Similar, actually. I am quite demanding. I know I'm demanding, but it's like it's for the best. Like, I try. Yeah, and I want people to have high standards for themselves as well. But I know I'm quite can be quite pushy and demanding sometimes.
Yeah,
and a bit obsessive with like detail and stuff. Sometimes people will just want to maybe, like say, if someone does a particular job, I'll always sort of go to the next level with it and just be quite obsessive with it.
Yeah.
So it's a positive and a negative really, because sometimes do I need to go into that detail, but then other times I'm like, well, yeah, it's my kind of job to go into that extra detail. So yeah, a bit similar to you really. I wouldn't change it because it makes me who I am.
That's who you are. Yeah.
But sometimes it probably is a little bit over the top.
Do you know what? Actually, thinking about it, I would probably say I probably would want to be a little bit more direct, a bit more straight to the point. I think sometimes I struggle with not confrontation, but I, like you, I want to be surrounded by the best. I want to be surrounded by the best all the time. Obviously, I want to win. I haven't come to work to. I've come here to win, and I've come here to be the best that I can be, and I want to be surrounded with like-minded people as well. So maybe I could be a little bit more direct and a little bit more clear, because sometimes, right, I speak to someone and I think that they're in my head. I think that they know what I'm talking about. So when I speak to them, I'm already like a few miles down the road. Whereas I need to bring it back and I need to really communicate and try and depict how I'm trying to explain. Yeah. Otherwise, I can't expect them to be at my level because it's been stewing with me for a minute. Yeah. So maybe I need to a little bit more calmer, a little bit more correct, maybe listen more as well. Then just hit them over with everything,
Yeah.
Jeffrey says, do you have an hour, Jack?
Well, I said, like, how many?
Yeah.
Oh no, we haven't got that time, Jeffrey. Thank you very much, then. Jeffrey, I'm actually coming to EU soon, actually, Jeffrey, and it's not a threat, but I'll see you down there. I'm actually going there soon. I think I'm going in a couple of weeks. Going to Dusseldorf with Owen.
Nice.
Yeah, seeing a customer. Yeah, it's a good time. It'll be fun. That's part of the job as well. It's good fun.
What's the funniest dare you've both completed at work?
Funniest what?
Dare. Challenge.
Oof. I've done some pretty hot chili. I wasn't funny at the time. Definitely wasn't funny at the time.
To be fair, I did that as well.
Yeah.
And that was agony.
Paralyzing, actually, I'd say. I remember my side of my face. Did your face go numb?
I was trying to breathe.
Yeah.
As well. I had to go and eat. I had to go and get my Greek yogurt and just stuff it down because it was
the emergency Greek yogurt.
Yeah. Yeah, I
0% fat probably.
Yeah, I was like googling stuff straight away. It was really painful, and I was like, "What can I eat in my lunch?" And it was like, "Oh yeah, Greek yogurt's meant to be good." I was like, "Oh, perfect, got some of that in the fridge."
And you know now why they use it to disperse crowds.
Yeah.
Because when I say it's immobilizing, it really is. It's not like you've cut yourself and you can cradle it and you can stop the bleeding and you can stop the pain. Or there's nothing to stop. There's nothing to nurse.
Yeah.
Is there? It's just pain in your mouth and everywhere, and it's so very cumbersome, very distracting. So I'd say the Chile one was probably one. I've definitely jumped in some rivers before. That's outside of work. Jumped in the marina more than a few times actually. It's all been.
Yeah, so the Chile's the worst one, and obviously there's a couple dares in Vegas that goes on.
Oh yeah. I've seen them.
That's like
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that outside of work or is that? It's a work trip.
It's a work trip. Yeah, it's a work trip.
But they were quite fun to do because it was a laugh.
Yeah. If our
What would you like to know?
If our finance director is watching this, it was definitely a work trip.
Yeah. Arlene was there, so Arlene knows what happened at Vegas.
Yeah, I've definitely I've been on those Vegas trips and they can get pretty choppy.
Yeah,
for sure. But any more questions?
Arlene wants to know, when do we see the Amalo team on the line?
That's a great question. Actually, whoa,
when you're over,
hey, I'm over there, so I could be doing it. I could be bringing them on. I'm sure they'll all want to be on it. I'm definitely sure. Owen loves it. Get Laura on there as well, 100%. Get old Jules on there. Jeffrey.
Yeah, it'd be good to get Jeffrey on there because you can compare.
The operations.
How they're growing. I actually speaking to him this morning. They're growing quite big. They've gone from like 10 orders a day, and they're doing
really
20,
big at the moment.
Pushing 20 now. So it's not much compared to obviously what we're doing here, but for them that's like double. They've obviously doubled what they're doing. So
100%, 100%.
Two of them in the operation.
When we were doing this back in the day, when we were a team of that size, they're doing numbers. We took a long time to get up to speed back when we were trying to build JLC here. The numbers that they're seeing over there, they're gargantuan compared to the ones that we were seeing. We only dreamt of seeing those kinds of numbers, and that's just a really good indicator that they're in a really good spot. It's just taking a little bit longer, but we've kind of have fast tracked it still compared to what we were doing here. It took us a lot longer to get where they are now. So that's a nod to Owen and the whole team over there as well. They're doing really well, and it's really positive to see those numbers coming out.
When you say learn from the mistakes, well, from the sales point of view, and obviously operationally as well, stuff we've got in here, when they came, we could set that up straight away. So obviously, as they grow bigger in the sales positions where it'd be needed, and same for operations where, how we set up here, we give them some advice, maybe try this with your stock, do some different ideas. Operations is pretty similar.
Definitely.
Across the board really. So they've got a good head start and doing a great job.
And from their warehouse is all singing or dancing as well, isn't it? And their base and their everything is all brand new, so it's really nice to see that moving forward. And hopefully ours will be in our new unit next year.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Any more?
That's all the questions at the moment.
All right. I think that's the way it goes. I think. Have we got how many minutes are we in?
18 minutes.
I'm happy with that.
Short one, not too much going else. Going on in the operation today. So.
Well, back in the 60s, right? Back in the 60s when they did news, sometimes there was just no news. So sometimes they would say, "Today there is no news," and that's all right.
Yeah, you can't drag it sometimes. So
you can't.
Everything's going pretty good. Nothing else to really report. So.
Yeah, the ship's still sailing. We're still here.
Yeah. End of month coming up, so a bit busier, but
Oh, it is end of month as well. Yeah, actually, yeah. So we're seeing a bit of a strange one. Yeah, complexity, like concoction of being busy, but also a lot of people are out of the office as well. A lot of our customers are out.
Yeah, so, it's been a little bit quieter here today. We're cancelling our last collection. So we normally have a later collection on the last 2 days of the month. I spoke to Arlene. I'm going to cancel that last one today just because we're a little bit quieter. So that's a sign that it's a little bit quieter. Okay. Still like 10-15% up on this time last year. But just a little bit quiet. It's not up to like the 200 orders a day like we had a couple months back. So a little bit quiet.
Yeah, it's weird. We are beating this time last year as well. Which is
in terms of the money and orders dispatched. So it's good.
Cool.
Good.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. You know the drill. Tomorrow, same time. It's going to be. No, I know this. It's random. Random Thursday. Random Thursday. Oh, it's Halloween. Oh my God, yeah, it's Halloween. Halloween special tomorrow. Yeah. Just make this. We just come up with it. So, all right, thank you so much. I'm Jack, and I will see you tomorrow.
And I'm Luke. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I won't see you.